Good morning, meteorologist Lisa Green here, and we're looking at some, well, skies and scenery that's looking more like fall, but it definitely is feeling like summertime out there still. And we've got some old summertime hazards back, including the risk for fire. With the heat that we've had and the drying that we've been seeing, we have now entered fire danger territory again here in the valley, along with seeing some thunderstorms this morning. So is it June or is it the end of September here? Well, this is a fresh picture coming in from one of our viewers who shared this gorgeous color of pumpkins here, and it's been great to see your fall photos coming in. So thanks for sharing that with us, and again, we'll continue to share them throughout the fall season, even if it's not feeling like fall. So again, we've got our Monday planner here. We're going to be talking about what to expect today, but I also want to look ahead because we've got a lot of changes coming up. We've got the concern about fire danger. We've got some ups and downs in temperatures and even some rain chances coming up too that will help to bring some relief to the dry conditions that we've currently seen develop. So let's talk first of all about the number one headline here, and that's it. We've got a couple of first alert weather days for Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's not for today. Today is not a first alert weather day, but Tuesday and Wednesday we're talking about fire danger. And the reason today is not a first alert weather day is because we don't have a lot of wind today. Now there will be some areas where we've got some gusts into the 20s, but we're not looking at intense wind here today. However, starting tomorrow, heading into Wednesday especially, we'll see the wind pick up around the valley, and we've got those strong winds plus low humidity plus dry fuels out there because, again, the growing season is winding down. We've got leaves drying up and falling, so a lot of vegetation and brush that's getting dry too. So that helps to provide the fuel for if a fire develops and then we get a strong gust of wind, there's the potential that that fire could spread or get out of control easily. So tomorrow it's going to be more western areas and then the entire region more likely on Wednesday. So let's take a look at our fire danger. Again, you need several ingredients here for fire conditions. First of all, that dry vegetation. We're seeing more of that again as things are starting to, well, die as we head into the fall season. And then we've got dry air, and that's going to be coming our way, plus the wind. And that can lead to, again, fire conditions. So let's take a look at our fire forecast here. We're looking at Tuesday 1st, and you can see where our fire danger is greater. It is going to be more in central North Dakota on Tuesday. That's where we'll have the stronger winds moving in first. That wind field will move in kind of from west to east. So we'll see our fire danger higher. This is 4 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. And you can see some of that is nosing into parts of our eastern North Dakota viewing area. So those are some areas we're watching out for. You know, it's not in that high end, but still moderate fire danger, something to watch out for. And then for Wednesday, again, it doesn't look super impressive here, but there's still that threat over the valley. And again, it'll be shifting from the west to the east over the course of about 24 hours. This is 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So watching out for fire danger yet again. Let's take a look at our wind gusts that we'll be seeing in the coming days. So this is this morning, looking pretty good. We've been pretty quiet. It has been a little breezier up around Devil's Lake. Heading into the afternoon and evening, you can see there are some places that will get some gusts into the 20s, but overall not a windy day here. Now heading into your day on Tuesday, that's when we're going to be watching for, well, looks like our model's having some trouble here, unfortunately. Well, that's a bummer because we got this all set up for you, and now it doesn't seem to be working, unfortunately. Let me see if I can go back and get it to work here. Sometimes they can be sluggish. Sometimes a model update will cause an error if we get a new model update coming in as, yeah, I think that's probably what's happening here. So unfortunately, I can't show this to you right now, but the bottom line is we're going to see some gustier winds coming up for Tuesday. First in the west, more gusts in the 30s, and then heading into the day on Wednesday, we'll see more places seeing that 30-mile-per-hour gust range for a time during the day on Wednesday in the valley. So watching for that. And yes, it's still not updating. Okay, we will move on from that. But here's a look at our fire weather safety graphic. Just some reminders. You know, we had a pretty good summer for precipitation, so we haven't had to worry about this as much since the early part of as we started to warm up in the season. But some things to remember here, just try to avoid outdoor burning during windy days and dry conditions in general, but especially when we have that concern about weather conditions. Want to avoid using equipment that sparks, or at least use extreme caution with that. Avoid parking in grass. Don't want to spark a fire. Check for dragging chains, and of course, always properly dispose of smoking materials. So that's the way you can help here. And it's been the flip side of things. The dry weather has been great for getting out, enjoying fall, scenery, but also getting out into the fields. We had a soggy, a week and a half ago or so, and then so drying out's really helped for farmers to get out into the fields. And we just got this picture in from this weekend from the, oh goodness, I went too far back, from the Goodridge area, and this was sent to us by Roxanne of the soybean harvest going on, and just got that beautiful. Thinking that's a sunset in the distance there, but just really pretty. Thank you. I mean, we want to see your fall colors, but we also want to see all of your fall activities, whether you're out doing the harvest or out picking pumpkins, that sort of thing. You could always upload your photos to us, and we'll continue to share them in our gallery and right here on Valley News Live on our newscasts and on social media as well. So again, we had a nice stretch of weather this morning. By the way, we did get one photo in. We had a little surprise Northern Lights view this morning. I shared it on my Facebook page, but just before sunrise, around 6 a.m., several folks got to see the Northern Lights pretty quickly with a little surge of solar wind. So here's a look at our temperatures right now. We are seeing numbers that are warming up. We're at 70 degrees in Fargo now. It's 75 already in Fergus Falls. And notice the difference between northwest and southeast. Langdon's only at 57. That's an area that's been getting some more showers and some cloud cover. That's also on the other side of kind of a stationary boundary. And you can see where that boundary is bisecting the valley. We've got wind coming in out of the south in Jamestown, Fargo, southeast, but Grand Forks, we've got wind out of the north. So there's a bit of a boundary here, and it's along and north of that boundary where we've been seeing some precipitation pop up. So most areas are doing fine. We've got lots of areas of sunshine. There's some places more partly cloudy. Let's zoom in on that area. It's been in the Pembina County, eastern parts of Cavalier County area. A lot of this is now north of the border, but don't be surprised if you see a couple more showers or thunder showers move through. That could have some impacts on your travel plans up along the border area. But yeah, there's been enough instability there along the boundary that we've been seeing that pop up over the course of the last couple of hours. It was, I think, in the 8 o'clock hour I first started noticing them. So here's a look at our hour-by-hour planner for the rest of the day. Again, there's that potential for an isolated shower or thunder shower. Moving on into the afternoon hours looks really good. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy. A few more clouds rolling in, and I can't rule out some of that same activity happening, a shower, a thunder shower, driving northward with the clouds that are drifting in for later on tonight. This is 8 p.m. So, heading into the later evening, overnight, we see more of these clouds kind of hanging around and warmer air lifting into the valley. And then that's when we get the wind kicking in a little bit more for us coming up for Tuesday. So here's our afternoon planner for today. Again, toasty for a lot of places, getting into the low to some upper 80s even. Wahpeton may be our warmest spot here today, getting into the upper 80s. And then up along the international border, back over to Devil's Lake. That's where we're more likely to be on the more refreshing side, the cooler side of that front. But still pleasant here today. Just know that there is that possibility for an isolated shower, thunder shower. If you see a billowing cloud, check the VNL weather app, the radar there, to see what you got going on. And of course, we'll keep you up to date too. So fire danger, that's something we're watching out for. We've got Tuesday and Wednesday being first alert weather days for that. This is our chance for precip. No chance for precip basically through Wednesday. But watch what happens here Thursday night, and then moving on into Friday, into Saturday, and into Sunday. We've got chances for rain, which is kind of a bummer for our weekend plans, but it will help to tamp down the risk for fire danger. So I did want to go over this here shortly. So this is 7 a.m. on Friday. We could see showers or a thunder shower pop up Thursday night, but I'm going to start things off at 7 a.m. on Friday. You can see some isolated to scattered areas of rain. Here's 3 p.m. I know we've got Friday night football on Fridays, and and that might be impacted by a shower or a thunder shower. So just keep in mind to have that in the back of your mind as you're planning your Friday night. And then this particular model moves that on. This is the European model that I'm using here. That moves it on, and this is the scenario I'm hopeful for. Maybe this is just wishful thinking here, but each day over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, has a chance for rain. But I like to see this. This is 8 a.m. on Saturday, where we may get a break between rounds and hopefully get a nice day and a nice fall day. This is Saturday at 7 p.m. And then moving on into Saturday night, into Sunday, this is in the early morning hours, you start to see more clouds and rain move in. So, this scenario might not pan out. We might get rainy weather on Saturday too, but it's nice to see that there's a chance that we could stay on the dry side. But you can see this is 7 a.m. on Sunday, and we really fill in the moisture as the day goes on. This is 1 p.m., and it's pretty widespread here across a good portion of the valley. And we keep that rolling into the later afternoon, into the evening hours on Sunday. This is 11 p.m., and eventually lingers into Monday before it moves on. So we are looking at a bit of a soggy weekend now. Friday and then Sunday, at the moment, looking like the more active days. But as we get closer, we'll have more models at our disposal, more data to check in on, more high-resolution models. So we'll be able to fine-tune that forecast a little bit more for you. So you can check back with us if you've got plans on Friday for, again, football, Saturday football games. Maybe you've got a fall wedding to attend. We'll keep you up to date on the weekend forecast. So here's a look at rain through that period. So we're looking at it really surging in. We'll see some on Friday, and then Sunday may be our best weather maker kind of day, best chance for rain. And this is through Sunday at 11. Now there may be some that hangs around overnight into Monday morning, but just kind of want to pause it at the end of the weekend. You can see a lot of yellow on the map. That puts us in that 1 to 2 inch range for rainfall. Not everybody gets it, but the possibility is there. The moisture is there in this particular model. So that's something to be prepared for, though you can see there'll be other areas that might get less than a half inch of rain total over the course of the weekend. So it's getting a little dry in northwest Minnesota. We've got class 0 or D0 drought going on there, which is classified as abnormally dry for some areas. So it'd be good to get a little bit of rain over there as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. And of course, we've got to check in on our yard work planner on a Monday. And we are looking at, of course, leaves starting to come down in our yards too. So whatever yard work you've got going on, whether it's mowing, because we're still mowing, or raking, here's what we can expect. You can see for today, I'm kind of blocking this graphic. We'll step over here. For today, we've got good weather. I think today's kind of our pick day of the work week at least. Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got the yellow lawnmowers here as caution to say we're watching out for wind and we're watching out for fire danger. So if you are gathering leaves, those are days you don't even want to be doing that anyway, because the wind will just blow them around anyway. Let them blow into your neighbor's yard. And we also don't want to be burning those leaves on those days either. And then Thursday, I think right now looks pretty good, but Thursday night, might be, if you're thinking about doing some yard work on Thursday evening, that might be a factor, so something to keep in mind. Friday, probably going to feature some rain, so not our best day here this week to be working out in the yard. And speaking of leaves, we're checking in now on our foliage report, and we've got an update for you. There's some red on the map, that bright red, that is peak color. That's just outside of our viewing area. That's over by the Leech Lake area. But it's showing now on that Minnesota map. So peak would be 75 to 100% color. So we're seeing that there. And then there are a lot of places in northwest Minnesota with today's update that continue to be in that near peak range. And that does include Lake Itasca and Itasca State Park, and then back up into northwest Minnesota. So again, we're really seeing those colors turn. Southern parts of the valley, we're still in that patchy phase right now, it looks like, according to reports. So tracking that along with you as we work our way through fall, a fall that feels like summertime. Let's take a look at the numbers because it is warm. We're looking at a high of 86 today in Fargo. Could get even warmer. We could see some upper 80s. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, first alert weather days. And oh, by the way, Tuesday, tomorrow's the last day of September. And on October 1st, we're watching out for it being so warm and dry that we've got fire danger going on October 1st. So again, watching out for the wind and those first alert weather days that will continue to track for you. And then we keep things warm. And through the work week, we're into the 80s each day in Fargo. I know not everywhere will be in that range, but warm in general for everyone. And then Friday, of course, we see that chance for rain that continues Saturday. We saw in that model that there might be a break, but I'm not going to remove that chance for rain out of the forecast just yet. We want to see a trend of that happening here before we take that dive into dry weather. And then Sunday into the rainy chance as well with that temperature of only 70 degrees on Sunday. And then you can see once we get into that first full week of October, we're looking and feeling more like October. We've got temperatures that are more into the 60s coming up for next week. So changes ahead. You know, I like to say there's a little something for everyone in the 11-day planner a lot of times, and this week is no exception. I mean, we've got summertime weather through the work week this week. We've got, you know, rain if you want to get a little bit more rain here. But we also have dry weather too if you want to be able to get some stuff done in the drier weather. And then next week we cool back down, feels more like fall, more like October for fall lovers who want the weather to coincide with the season as well. So whatever you like, get out and enjoy it while it's happening here in your 11-day forecast. And we'll continue to keep you updated on any changes that happen and how things are shaping up. And of course, tracking that chance for fire weather too as we head into the next couple of days. So happy Monday. It's National Coffee Day, by the way, so I know I've had my cup of coffee this morning and might have to get another one here because it's a Monday as well. But I hope you have a good coffee day and a good Monday and a good start to the week, and we'll talk again soon.